Eitan Ehrlich, and this is Rachel Azaria. So you just spoke in front of thousands of Jewish teens in our Friday morning plenary, and having just stood on stage in front of that many active Jewish teens, what brings you to advocate for bipartisan legislation, accepting laws, and rights that work for everyone and anyone?
I think that today this is something that we're dealing with, the challenge all over the world. We're dealing with the challenge of the future of our democracies. And that's something that we also feel in the Jewish community. How do we embed democracy, democratic values, liberalism with our tradition and Judaism? And I think that you, as the future leaders, this is an issue that you probably will have to be dealing with for many, many years. And it was important for me to bring it and also state how much we have faith in you and that your generation will make it happen.
Nowadays, when technology is so accessible, how do you manage such a busy lifestyle with such important roles, yet still balancing work life with family, things like that, while traveling across the world?
A lot of it is about, knowing what is important and moving away everything that you can give up. And the third thing I want to say is, you were talking about technology. I'm an Orthodox Jew, and on Shabbat, I don't touch my phone. And that is a huge gift. Sometimes it is challenging because something can happen on Shabbat and everyone's, out there and on the press and, initiating activities, and I'm on my silent day. But I think it holds your spirit and your soul.
Throughout your time as a member of the Knesset, what accomplishment or goal are you most proud of? What accolade do you think represents you most?
One is everything that has to do with the working force and families and early childhood. I passed 6 laws that have to do with these issues, and I had, and also the government afterwards embraced a lot of the programs that I was working on to subsidize early childhood, kindergartens, centers, daycare centers, all this for young families, and that's amazing. It really changed people's lives. The other is everything that has to do with state and religion. In Israel, there is an ongoing conflict, and I was part of the coalition, and I had to fight against a lot of these legislations that, some of the ultra-Orthodox tried to pass, and I had to stop them. The third part that I wasn't as successful as I would like to be is when, a year and a half ago, a lot of anti-democratic legislation started coming up, and I campaigned a lot against them. Sometimes they got off the table, sometimes they passed. And that's also what made it clear to me that the issue of democracy, we can't take it for granted anymore. It's like we were born into a world that democracy was obvious. I remember when the wall of Berlin, when it fell, I remember the feeling that, that's it. We're going to live in a fully democratic, that's the future. And suddenly none of it is obvious anymore. If when I was your age, I could see how there's going to be more and more democracy around the world. Now, your age, you're wondering if the amount of democracy we have, if there'll be as many democratic countries, if every democracy will be as strong as it was. And this is a huge campaign that we're going to have to work on together. Many nations, many people, many groups, many countries. We'll all have to work on it together. And the time in the Knesset, what I am happy is that it really made it very clear that this is a huge challenge that's awaiting us.
All right, so this was Rachel Azaria, Honorable Member of Knesset. I'm Eitan Ehrlich, Press Corps, and thank you so much.
Thank you.